Hey, Karate Land of Tequila, it's me, Mr. Vanek again, working on some of the sword stuff. I know the leadership weapon this time is sword, so we're gonna go over some of the cool sword stuff you guys can practice in the leadership class. I know every Tuesday and Thursday we're gonna have our live leadership class where we're going through some of this stuff. I wanna give you guys the heads up to practice so you can start some of these drills. So when we do get on the virtual classes, I can start helping critiquing you guys. If you haven't already downloaded Zoom, make sure you guys do so right away. That's gonna be the best way for me to interact with you guys while we're doing class for the meantime. I know this is temporary, this will change, but we wanna make sure we keep up our great habits of training and working on making those skills even better. So I got my sword here. If you guys haven't already practiced the combination in the sword form, and we have a couple basic sword tricks that we're gonna go through today. Make sure you guys check that out. We have Mr. Anthony Jacob on our Facebook and our YouTube account going through the form. He goes through it in a kind of slow manner. I wanna see if you guys can do it better than him, because right now he's winning. All right, so again, I start the sword up. All right, we won't even go over our introductory or intro or anything yet. Right now, we're just going through the combination of the moves so you guys can get right to the meat and potatoes of practicing. So from here, it's gonna go a downward cut, a side cut, cut up, back down, and then we had our block. Now, I can either cut back down and I can turn to do my tornado kick, the specialty kick, which we'll be able to have a video out for you guys soon if you guys haven't already checked it out. All right. Or I can block, so I can go into the sword trick, which is the one we're gonna focus on right now. This sword trick is called an over-under. It's just like a nunchuck move, but we're actually doing it with the sword. So once I block here, I'm gonna take the sword, it's gonna come in front of me. And if you notice, if I don't move my body, it's gonna whack my chest. So I don't want that, I want it to go around. And then as soon as it gets kind of past my elbow, I'm gonna bring it over my head and then across my hip on the other side. So it goes 1, 2, all right? Again, it comes in front of me, gets past my elbow, raise it over my head, goes over my head, and around. The second part of this trick is where I go 1, 2, and actually work on a release called the box cutter release. For the box cutter, I'm gonna use my wrist to make my sword kind of wobbly. I want my sword to rotate. If it's in the air, slow motion, it's gonna rotate in front of me just like this. All right? Now, I also have to make sure I can pop the sword up. So the first thing you wanna work on is making sure you can pop the sword from that belt, trying to keep it sideways. One of our other tricks is gonna help you guys with this too. And then I need to get the sword to rotate. That's gonna be the flick of my wrist this way. So I need to make sure it rotates, comes across. The goal is to catch it here, spin, and cut. Now, there's lots of other variations of this where I can go 1 and I can catch it with the same hand. I can catch it in reverse. There's a lot of different ideas. But right now, we're just working on making sure we can go through the whole combo, going down, side, up, down, block, over, under, through, box cutter, catch, cut to the side. And from here, if I wanted to, I can go right into my tornado kick. I can add other stuff too. So let's do it one more time. We're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, block, ayah. Then from here, step back, over, under, across, box cutter, spin, downward cut, up, go right into our tornado kick, or I can go right into another cut section. 1, 2, 3. A lot of cool things you can do with this. This is just the first video, so all my leadership students, you have something to work on. You have the easy trick. You have the second upgrade to it. It's a little bit harder. The last trick we're gonna go through is working on our overhead cut. And Mr. Brown called this trick the chainsaw. So I'm gonna do it sideways here. I can see in a second. Go straight down. I'm gonna bring my sword to pop it up. Doesn't look super cool if I just pop my sword up, but if I chop and I make the sword spin with that flick of that wrist, makes it look a little cooler. There's obviously other levels to this where I can go 1, 2, I can go 1, 2 and catch it behind my back, or we can go 1 and do a full spin, boom, and then catch it. So there's a lot of ideas you can do with it. The goal is to make sure you guys practice, try it out, do your best. Most importantly, have some fun. And while you're doing all this training, make sure you have plenty of open space. If you need to go outside, with mom and dad's permission, go outside, get to a spot where you're not gonna chop anything with your sword. That's the most important part. And don't forget, have some fun. I can't wait to see you guys back in regular classes.